loves, welcome. This is Bailey and this is Sweetheart Esoteric. Today we're going to be doing a reading. You can choose 1, 2, or 3 of the piles. We're going to be using the Archetype cards and the Waite Smith deck. Okay, so for this reading, choose which one resonates with you, okay? We're going to choose either the piggy. Ooh. We're going to choose the kitty. Cute. Ooh. Yeah. Or we're going to choose the lion. Okay, whichever one resonates with you. I'm excited. Okay? Don't overthink it. All right, don't overthink it. Choose your pile. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So for those of you who chose the little white kitties, we are going to start with our Archetype card, which is the Shapeshifter. Oh, I love this card. Okay, so the Shapeshifter energy is skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. So this is somebody adaptable, somebody who might find that being around different people really bring out different parts of their personality. So if that resonates with you, let's see what we get. Okay, we have the 3 of Cups as our you in the situation card. And then to cross and complement that, we have, wow, the 7 of Cups. I love this card. And let's pull, we're going to pull 2 more cards. We're pulling 4 cards today for each pile. So if another one resonates with you, feel free to read on. Wow. Okay, so in the past influences, we have the moon. And then in the future potential and what kind of to harness to move forward is the Lovers. And I love this. Wow. Okay, so you in the situation, you're kind of at a period of like celebration. Where there's like breakthrough celebration, community focused. You're having a good time with your friends. Things are going generally like swimmingly. Things are going well. In the friendship kind of sphere. There's something to celebrate, and that's where you're kind of at right now. But what's crossing and complementing the situation is the 7 of Cups. Now, the 7 of Cups to me is like there's something still that's unknown. There's kind of like a mystery. There's something you haven't totally figured out yet. You have a lot of options, and you're kind of in this kind of confused energy. So I know that sounds kind of contradictory. There's something to celebrate. You have a lot going for you, but there's like this other deeper mystery going on. If that makes sense for you, there's a few different ways that this can kind of resonate. I feel especially with the Shapeshifter energy, it's like you have all these people around you, you have all these friends, things feel generally good, but you feel still kind of like a little bit lost. Like, okay, like I'm this person, I'm this person, I'm this person. All of these things kind of like inform me in who I am, but I really am still craving like a deeper identity almost. Like there's this new chapter coming up with the Lovers in the future. I feel like that it gives me like this deeper sense of unity that you're finding right now. And there's some things in the past with the moon that feels like subconscious stuff coming up, mystery that feels like you can't even have the total capacity yet to solve. It's just stuff kind of coming up to the surface to be understood, but you're still like swimming in it, if that makes sense. The subconscious like energy, the Cancer energy of the moon is like foggy. It's like in the moonlight, right? And things can be kind of bewitching in that way. You might find that you're like easily like influenced by the people around you, and that can be very confusing. Or it can almost like feel like sometimes you're so susceptible to the vibes that you get lost, if that makes sense. And that can be for better and for worse. It's that water energy, and with the shapeshifter right there, that can be very challenging. So this new chapter you're kind of going into is that greater unity. And this could also for some people mean like meeting a new partner or meeting a new connection or something new kind of coming into the picture. But for a lot of people, this will just be like a greater sense of connectivity within these like deeper parts of yourself, like something kind of finally like clicks into place. Now there's a lot happening astrologically that's like a big part of that. We're moving into like fire horse year. Neptune is shifted into Aries, and that's a big creative expansion for a lot of people, but also it's just like a coming home to yourself type of energy. Okay, white cats. So that's really powerful, really beautiful, and kind of like this sense of relief. Some part of the mystery has kind of been solved. Like it's never fully solved, but it's resolved on like a deeper level, and that feels really satisfying. And that can allow you to step forward in more confidence. The moon can represent like hidden fears. So, and I think in this card, of course, is a lot about like what's hidden, the mystery of things. And so there's some hidden fears that have risen to the surface probably over the past year. And now we're kind of being resolved. You know, things have to come to the surface. If it's an issue with confidence, it's like that insecurity gets tested, gets brought up through relationships, through the people that we meet out in the world, connections, all types of relationships, romantic and otherwise, and also just the relationship we have with ourselves, you know, the person in the mirror, the person that we are when we're alone, all those different types of situations that bring up our fears, our insecurities, everything are meant to test us and meant to come up in so that we can move forward with a greater sense of unity within ourselves. And that's a really beautiful message for shapeshifters. The shadow attribute can be projecting any image that serves the personal agenda at the moment. So if you find yourself slipping into this energy because you have the skill of the shapeshifter, just be wary of that. Of course, it's very tempting to shift into the shadow of being manipulative when you're somebody that's capable of wearing many hats, but don't be seduced by the common rhetoric online. You know, I think a lot of us in this generation are easily seduced into being seductive, if that makes sense. True seductiveness, it comes when you're being authentic. Of course, there's many ways that you can put that on, but if you're being authentic with yourself, the right types of people are going to be seduced or attracted to or like magnetized to like your natural energy, and then that's like what true beauty is, right? They're going to find you truly beautiful, truly magnetic. Otherwise, you know, it's people that are also in that shadow attribute, you know, and that's why we kind of attract similar characters when we're not being entirely like authentic and in our own energy, because we've been, you know, taught that we need to be a certain way to be accepted, to be seen, to be loved. That can come from a lot of places. That, you know, that moon, that fear, that shadow. Take a step out of that, and, you know, see what's next for you. Something to think about. And next, all right, hello, we have our little piggies. My Chinese zodiac is the pig, and they're so cute, and I love them. Okay, I love if you chose that one because they're so cute. Okay, we have the angel. Oh, it's pink too. I love that. Cute. Okay, so the light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation of return. Shadow attribute, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. I feel like those two are kind of connected. You know what I mean? What I was just kind of saying about the seduction, right? The devil and the angel, right? I love that. Acting innocent can be very aligned with like, you know, projecting that false image. They're the same kind of thing. And that's a lot of like shadow attributes. It's like putting something on, right? Okay. Light attribute, helping those in need with no expectation or return. So a lot of people who chose this one can be, you know, working in the health industry, the care industry, the healthcare industry, etc. So mental health, physical health, wellness, all those different things. Mothers, fathers, all of that. So if you're aligning with that angel energy, or if you're connecting with somebody who's recently passed, I found this card comes up as well with that. Just keeping that in mind as we move forward. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so you in the situation, we have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Hermit. Okay, interesting. We have the Fool in reverse in the past. And wow, okay, we have the Death card in what we're working through and working towards. Now, if you're new to this, death is not a negative card, but I definitely am feeling like some people are going to be connecting with somebody who's recently passed, or there's been themes coming up in their life. This might be for you if you're in this card. Not to say someone's about to die. Please don't take it that way. I mean, somebody who has passed. Some of the people that pulled this pig, I'm saying that they might have someone in the past someone who has recently passed, or feel very connected to somebody that has passed, and this is kind of a time of year where it comes up a little bit more for them. So if that's you, you're in the right place. If that's not you, that's fine. If you're resonating with the caretaking energy, this is also for you. Let's see what we have. So you in the situation, the Five of Pentacles for me is somebody who is seeking solace or guidance. It's been a tough winter potentially for you. The Hermit comes through for me as well with that winter, that spiritual winter, but also just that winter energy. Okay, we're all going through it in some way right now. The Five of Pentacles here, you can see these two people are kind of they're seeking solace. They're seeking a little bit of, sorry, I haven't used this camera before. They're seeking like protection, they're seeking safety, they're seeking stability, and they're seeking, like, for me, like a higher, like a spiritual resolution or a spiritual grounding. Yeah. So with the Pentacles, it's all about security. So it's how you find security in the world. So connecting with your spirituality is going to be very important for these people, and it's going to be a big sense of grounding during this period of time. So the Hermit, of course, it's work that you do on your own. So I think that the Hermit is a really beautiful card to remind you that a lot of this work has to be done on your own. Someone in this reading might feel like when they need help, they overexert. They might not fill their cup entirely before they fill the cups of others. And that may be because of work or family or whatever. But you have to remember that, like, you're the one that has to fill your cup. Try not to, first before you can help other people. Also, try not to, or just to remember that, like, other people other people don't owe you that care, and you might feel like when you're in those situations where you're looking for something from someone because you're feeling really depleted, it almost makes that depletion worse because it's seeking, like, help me, like, I'm kind of struggling energy. If you're feeling like you're in that dynamic right now, like you're wanting someone else to take care of you, and you're feeling, like, frustrated that, like, somebody in your life, like, isn't there for you in the way that you need them or whatever, even though maybe you were there for them, or maybe you give your all in that situation, just take a step back for a second. This message is for you, and give to yourself. Take a day off, take some time away, find a way to make it work, even if it's like an hour, but, like, give yourself a good period of time where you can reconnect with you. Try to turn it off a little bit and just do something that brings you a sense of grounding, connects with your spirituality in some way or another, whether that's going swimming, going to a little spa, going for a long walk, talking, writing in your journal, talking it out. Sometimes I put on my voice note and I just talk because, like, I just need to let it out. Listen to music on your own with the headphones, whatever it is. Find that spiritual, mental grounding break for yourself and just decompress. In the past is the Fool, so there's almost like optimism that's been kind of like, I don't know, like a leap of faith that you took that maybe didn't 100% work out, or like you kind of didn't fully, like, jump in fully, you're still testing the waters a little bit, and then you were kind of, like, stopped by this heaviness or this, that winter. I feel like the Fool in reverse also comes up when we're carrying a lot of our past baggage. I feel like we can carry a lot in this lifetime, of course. So taking the time to unpack it a little bit on your own can be so important. You know, the Fool is this character that for me symbolizes the journey that we take in our life on our own. It's always just looking. Ooh. Yeah. The Fool for me is such a beautiful card because it really represents like the lessons that we come into this lifetime to learn, and then turning those lessons and that knowledge into wisdom over our life path. And the Hermit, from going from the Fool to the Hermit, is like you're in that period of turning knowledge and experience into wisdom so that you can move forward. And the way that we're moving forward with the Death card is very positive. Don't be afraid, okay? Transformation, endings and new beginnings, okay? So whenever we transform something in our life, there's an ending so that we can make way for new beginnings, whether that's work, love, friends, like location, like whatever it is, or just like the deeper stuff that we hold on to, you know? We may not fully ever, and we can't really fully ever let go and forget about the past, but we integrate it and we use it to unlock like new layers of our personality. We use it to unlock new capacity for creativity, for love, for life, everything. So letting that be the case so that we don't get stuck in the spiritual winter forever, you know, like not forever, but for longer and longer, because sometimes we get stuck when we let it sit too heavy on our heart and we don't take that, and we, you know, we try to help others and we do all those things, and we get stuck in like survival mode. But we want to take that time, we want to reconnect so that we can transform all of that and move forward with more clarity and peace. And on a new level, because life is always gonna, you know, take us back down the spiral, but it's what we do at the depth that matters, so that we can rebuild and come up even stronger, even lighter. You know, the cycles come in years. It's the seasons, right? There's gonna be a tough point of every year. Sometimes it lasts longer, sometimes it's about different things that are harder, and that's it. But everyone goes through those, you know, goes through those periods. What you can do to integrate and to ground and to, you know, gain the knowledge, writing, journaling, like having those epiphanies, whatever it is, and move forward stronger is what it's kind of all about. And whatever that means for you, everyone has like a different process, of course, but taking some time for yourself to connect with your own spirituality, your higher wisdom, universal life force, all those things, it's what's really going to help you through those periods. Okay, angels, I love that. Okay. And our last one, we have the Lion. I love it. It's a full moon in Leo this February 1st. So maybe we have some Leos or some Leo placements or some Aquarius placements. Let's see. Wow. Okay, so beautiful. We have the Pioneer. Okay. Light attribute, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Love it. Very creative Leo energy. Shadow attribute, compulsive need to keep moving on. So interesting. Okay, so let's see what comes up. Ooh, this one. Okay, we have the Four of Wands. And we have, wow, the Ten of Cups. Beautiful so far. How nice. And we have in the past, oh, okay. We have the Eight of Pentacles and so interesting. Okay. This, I feel like this person, these lions here. Okay, we have the Lion. Okay, so welcome lions. Okay, for the Lion, we have The pioneer. So the pioneer, I feel like this person, based off what I pulled so far, is somebody who really has been putting in the work, like to build something for themselves in whatever way that resonates with you. So this is about like life's work. Okay. So this could be a lot of things: spiritually, creatively, artistically, career-wise, even like building a family, something like that. But for me, it feels like more so something that's not done yet. Sorry. Passion for doing and creating what has not yet been done before is that pioneer energy. So if you resonate with that section, then I feel like this is something that you've been working on for a long time, and like you're kind of unleashing it now. This is like a really great time to unleash it as well. If you've been thinking about it, now's the time. 10 of Pentacles, endings, perfect, new beginnings, things coming to full fruition. And then the 4 of Wands, such a beautiful card for like creativity, stability, like creative success and like stability. Like it's a very happy card, both of these cards. You can see people standing and like celebrating this beautiful balanced energy. I love it. Really something that's taken you a while to accomplish, and the road hasn't been easy, okay? You've been building this as a foundation for yourself, and that's so powerful, but like it's been challenging and there's been ups and downs. If you resonate more with the shadow attribute of compulsive need to move on, this is also for you. I feel like if you resonate more with that, again, like this might be something like a way of being that you've been living for a long time. So a lack of security, you haven't known where your place was for a long time. So instead of building, and this can just come down to like astrological placements, life situations, all of that. It's not like one is better or worse. It's just where you're at right now. These are both for different people and both for you, or maybe they're for both of you in one way or another. Okay, so it's like you've maybe wanted deep down to put down roots, but like you've kept having this compulsive need to move on. And maybe that's what's kept you inspired. Maybe it's just part of your path, but you're getting to a place where you're going into a place of greater security. Okay. There's still some things that need to be worked out, but there's a greater sense of like completion around this. You're the type of person who has a lot of creative energy and has like a drive to do things that other people don't. So an unconventional path, different ways of doing things. There's still the endings making way for greater security and emotional fulfillment long-term. Emotional fulfillment long-term, coming from building this foundation, but something has shifted that's allowing you to. So maybe you're integrating, maybe you resonated with one of the other readings and you're kind of integrating this things that have kind of kept you maybe in more of like a limbo for a while, or haven't allowed you to fully put down roots, or maybe you've just come to a greater sense of self-discovery where you kind of know where you want to be. Maybe you've met the right person, maybe you've gotten the right job. But with this, we have the last card being the Emperor in reverse. So it just kind of tells me that there's some ways you're going to have to maybe negotiate with yourself around finding greater security in a way that works for you. Because greater security doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, I need a long-term relationship, or I need to be in one place forever, or oh, I need to go back to school for this like 5-year program. It can be just about a greater sense of security, like with yourself, and by kind of finally getting to a place potentially where you feel a greater sense of understanding of yourself, and like you've completed maybe something you've been meaning to for a while, that you can start to build that for yourself, or that you finally kind of can settle into that place where it even allows you for more freedom in other ways. That is really beautiful and can be very powerful for you. So kind of summarizing, a time of finally settling into a greater sense of security with yourself, a time of emotional fulfillment, and a time of completion when it comes to projects or the things that you've been working on within yourself. It's like the things you've been working on with yourself have allowed you to get to a place where you're ready and open to this next chapter, bringing more security on a deeper level, or maybe even on a higher level, financially, otherwise. But making commitments is going to be a big part of this. So don't shy away. You know, it can be scary, but just test it. Test committing, okay? It can allow for greater freedoms in other ways. All right? Okay. That was really beautiful. I feel like 3 kind of distinct readings that all had a common thread, which I love. So let me know if you like more readings like this. I'm doing readings all the time. If you want to book with me, you absolutely can. I do personal readings, Moon Honey Mystic on Instagram, and my website will be in the description below. So thank you for joining me today. My name is Bailey, and yeah, thanks for tuning in.